In the heart of Nsukka, there was a man whose reputation for cutting hair was legendary. His name was Kelechi, and his hands were said to possess magic. Every man, young and old, wanted to have their hair cut by Kelechi. For with each cut, he seemed to enhance their appearance in a way no one else could. But not all magic comes without a price. As Kelechi skillfully cut people's hair, Kelechi's fame spread quickly. He opened his shop with humble beginnings, a small space at the corner of a bustling street. As the years passed, more and more people flocked to him. They spoke of how light they felt after each cut, how their hair grew back thicker and stronger. But as more people visited, strange things began to happen. Rumors began to swell that those who regularly visited Kelechi began to change. Some grew more irritable, others became withdrawn, and some even disappeared without a trace. It wasn't long before the whispers turned into suspicion. What was Kelechi doing with the hair he cut? Meanwhile, a young man named Nnadi, who was curious, but this man had thick and full hair. He had recently moved back to Nsukka. He was sitting with his friends at a local tavern while they were having these conversations. The first man, Nnadi, you should see Kelechi. His hands are magic. Look at how sharp my own haircut is. The second man, but there is something strange about him. Oh. My uncle hasn't been the same since he started going there. Nnadi, you all sound paranoid. It's just haircuts. Nnadi shrugs it off, but the seed of curiosity was already planted. Intrigued and dismissive of the rumors, Nnadi decided on his own to visit Kelechi. After all, how could a haircut bring harm? Nnadi walks into Kelechi's barbershop. The air was thick and with tension, but Kelechi greeted him warmly with a smile that doesn't quite reach his eyes. Welcome, young man. You have good hair, very thick. Nnadi sits in the chair. Kelechi starts cutting his hair. The shop is eerily quiet, save for the sound of the scissors snipping. Nnadi felt the calm wash over him as Kelechi walked. He closed his eyes, relaxing in the chair, but suddenly something cold brushed against his scalp. His eyes snapped open. Kelechi was still smiling, but there was a strange glint in his eyes. Nnadi sees Kelechi quietly placing some of the cut hair into a small pouch, hiding it behind the counter. Nnadi grows suspicious. What are you doing with my hair? Kelechi's smiles fade. Just keeping it for you, young man. Nothing to worry about. Nnadi leaves the shop uneasy. He decided to follow his gut and investigate. That night, he sneaks back to the barber shop, peering through the windows. What Nnadi discovered would haunt him forever. Nnadi sees Kelechi in the back room of the barber shop. The room is filled with piles of hair, but not just clippings, long, full strands carefully wrapped. Kelechi is chanting in Igbo, his hands glowing faintly. Kelechi was no ordinary barber. He was stealing the life force from his customers' hair, channeling it into dark magic to prolong his own life. Kelechi places the hair into a ceremonial bowl, his body glowing brighter. Nnadi whispering, What? What is this? So Suddenly, Kelechi stopped chanting, as though he senses something. Nnadi immediately ducks, his heart pounding. The next day, Nnadi gathers a few trusted friends. They confronted Kelechi in his shop. Weapons were in their hands. Kelechi remained calm, but his eyes glue. Nnadi, we know what you're doing, Kelechi. You've been using our hair for your dark magic. Ha! Kelechi. The air thickens. Tension rising as Kelechi laughs a deep, sinister sound that echoes off the walls. You fools! Do you think your hair belongs to you? It is mine now, and with it I hold your strength, your essence. Suddenly the room grows cold. Kelechi's figure starts to morph. His youth, full appearance, flickering between that of an old man and of a young man. What? What is he? A man screams. Kelechi prepares to unleash his magic. Nnamdi remembers an old Igbo tale told by his grandmother about how a barber who steals hair can be defeated by burning the hair he has collected. Nnadi shouted, "We need to burn the hair! Yeah, let's burn down the hair! Let's burn the shalom!" Nnadi and his friends charged into the back room, finding the piles of hair and setting them ablaze. Kelechi screams as the fire consumes the room. You could hear him crying and shouting, "Oh!" His powers were fading with every stand that burns. The fire burns through the shop, but Nnadi and his friends escaped. Kelechi is gone. His shop reduced to nothing, reduced to ashes. The village slowly returns to normal, though whispers of Kelechi's dark magic still lingers. Kelechi was gone, but the memory of his dark deeds remained. Some says he was a man consumed by greed. Others say he was a spirit sent to the village. But one thing is certain, hair holds more power than you can think. Always protect your hair. The village, his hair starting to grow back. The sun sets behind him as the village resumes its peaceful days. So the next time you get your hair cut, remember the tale of Kelechi the barber of Nsukka, and beware of the hands that touch your head. For not all barbers are what they seem. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do hope you guys learned one or two things. Always be careful of where you go to get your hair cut. And please, after cutting your hair, make sure you pick the pieces of your hair before you leave. Because even though this story is old, it's still happening today. A lot of people use people's hair for one magical thing or the other, for one bad thing or the other. So to protect yourself, please always make sure that you pack your hair at the end of each barbing section.